y'all? Welcome to Mecca's Hoodoo Mecca. I am Mecca. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I am here again, happy Wednesday, to share with you guys a little bit about my journey as a hoodoo. So that is what we will be talking about today. I hope you guys find some type of inspiration for your own spiritual journey as I go through this series, okay? So, I don't like my long intros, so let's get into it. I stated a couple of these facts in my previous video, so if you want to know, a little bit more about hoodoo, go click that video. It is available for you guys to watch. But my journey as a hoodoo is a very intricate one. I often tell people that I was not the person who was hype about my spiritual journey whatsoever. I was not one of those people that was like, ooh, yay, spirituality, spiritual journey, hoodoo, child. No, that was not me whatsoever. I went kicking and screaming and being dragged, okay? So just a little bit of background. Like I said, I stated some of these in the previous video, but I've been practicing hoodoo a majority of my life, even though I didn't know a name for it. I was just naturally brought up in that way, being from the South and with the type of grandparents that I had. And I don't even think that my grandparents even considered the things that they would do and practice hoodoo, but it was hoodoo, okay? So as I got older, after my grandfather passed away in 2007, that is when I began to take my practice a little bit more seriously, and I started to really get closer to him and to my grandmother after their passing. We were already close in life, but it felt a lot more like a safety blanket, if you will, okay? And so fast forward a little bit, we end up in 2018. I was going through a lot of life changes as well as going through my Saturn return. And I had been kind of practicing for myself, but practicing out loud wasn't something that I did. I didn't really talk about it to other people. I didn't really practice in front of people. I didn't share this leg of my journey with other people. Up until this point, people only knew me for my readings. And honestly, that's the way that I wanted to keep it. And so when I say I went kicking and screaming, I really mean I went kicking and screaming. One of the biggest lessons of my Saturn return was to really step into who I was as a spiritual practitioner, as a hoodoo practitioner, and to step forward in my power, okay? And so I remember, quick story time, I was sitting in my hotel one day. I was homeless at the time. Let me not say homeless. I was displaced, okay? I was displaced at the time, and I was living in a hotel, and I had been making what we call in hoodoo condition oils, okay? So what we call condition oils in hoodoo are used to manipulate the energies, okay? Now, when I say manipulate the energies, I mean to get the desired outcome that you want, right? And there can be an oil for almost anything. You can have money oils, you have protection oils, you have cleansing oils, you have oils to help you ground. Like, you have all of the oils, okay? And shameless plug, I sell them in my shop, Mecca.com. But this particular day, it was a really, really hard day, and I basically had to be out of my hotel in a couple of days and had no idea where I was going to go. So, in true Saturn return fashion, I'm like, you know what, Spirit, okay, we are going to try something out. I'm going to bet on myself this one time, and if you help me, I will go public with my practice, right? So, I have been making a money oil, and I had also been making what I called a home and hearth oil. And the home and hearth oil was supposed to help, or is supposed to help, with you not only obtaining great living spaces and conditions, but also being able to sustain them. And the money oil is kind of self-explanatory, right? You use it to pull in money. So I remember sitting down at my laptop. I remember looking for places that were within my budget, and I could not find them. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to apply to one of the higher priced places that I found. And the worst that they can tell me is no, right? So I sent out an email. The lady got back to me so quick. I want to say, but like within the first 5 or 10 minutes after I sent it. And I was discussing my income with her. I was discussing my background with her and everything. And so she's like, hey, come look at the apartment if you want it. We can discuss further. So, me being me, a stubborn Capricorn, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go look at the apartment. I'm not going to get my hopes up because I don't want to get my hopes up, but I don't get this place. So, I go look at the apartment. I fall in love with it. And long story short, things fell all the way into place. And I know it was my grandparents. I know it was me using the oils that held the conjure that I poured into them. And I will die on that hill. Okay. So that is just an example of how we use the things that we have in Hoodoo to be able to acquire the things that we want. I am proud to say that I have been in my home for going on 3 years now. I have maintained it for going on 3 years now. And I know that that is all my ancestors. That is all the juju that I have, that I poured into my conjuring, into my practice, and just becoming stronger in my faith and my practice. So, if you are out there, and it doesn't even have to be Hoodoo, but if you are out there and you are maybe a beginner in your practice and you aren't sure about how to move, how to maneuver, what you should be doing, the best thing that the best two things that I can tell you is, number one, take your time and study. Talk to people in your practice. Talk to people who have been in the practice longer than you have, and they may be able to give you some tips and give you some ways to kind of maneuver around the tradition. But to me, the most important thing, especially when it comes to Hoodoo, is the fact that you have to depend and bet on yourself. If you don't believe in your juju, and you don't believe in your magic, and you don't believe in your conjure, nothing's going to move. It's going to take you really, really, really depending on yourself, and you really believing that you have the power, and you have the energy, and you have the juju to make things move in your favor, okay? So, in the next video, we will be talking about how to build an ancestral altar. An ancestral altar is a very, very integral part of Hoodoo. It is where we set up shop for our ancestors to have a source of, I guess you can call it a meeting place, right? For them to be able to dwell. So, if that is something that you're interested in, check out the next video. I can't wait to make this with you guys. I'll actually be filming this video at my altar, which I don't do often. So, I hope to see you guys there next week. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Again, don't forget to check out some of the other creators and their dope content. I will see y'all next week. Be easy. Peace.